What you may not have noticed in the whole capitalism or socialism debate, I believe I have found a much better way to determine a person's true social position on government than these vague terms. The question is not, are you a socialist or capitalist, but rather, are you a believer of minority rule or majority rule? Both sides probably claim that theirs is a majority rule, but a quick cross-examination quickly exposes a scary truth, that most of those vocally advocating for one or the other system are actually in favor of minority rule, only that their minority should be in charge instead of the other's minority. Influence and power are not rigid concepts based on a single factor alone, but be it an autocratic government that imposes its will by threat of force on the holders of capital to keep them in line, or a financial elite that imposes its own will on a government institutions through the control of the majority of capital. In the end, a small group of people decide the general way forward for all of us. That the general population cannot be trusted to make their own decisions is disturbingly common amongst all camps. For military dictatorship, the parallels are clearer. But for capitalism, there is a thin veneer of plausible deniability that many like to exaggerate to the point of denial. What is the World Economic Forum, i.e. Davos, other than a small group of individuals trying to decide on the way forward for everyone else? We are now far enough along the capitalistic tendency towards inequality to see the trends firsthand. We are on a one-way trip to economic serfdom for the majority, ruled by a small financial nobility, with politicians and academic shills taking the role of the clergy of old in convincing the masses that the influence granted to their financial lords is ordained by a natural economic order that cannot be challenged. Heresy, with an army of lawyers and police replacing the militias of old, maintaining order against the non-believers. I have covered often enough in my other videos that the core of any functioning future system must be based on ensuring that there is no concentration of power, be it financial or political, as well as covering the different ways and factors for achieving this. What this video is about is to explicitly reflect on those who advocate for any form of minority rule, be it financial, political, or religious, regardless of socioeconomic outlook. How many people do you know that honestly believe that the majority should make decisions for its own future and modify their socioeconomic outlook accordingly? Maybe the biggest conspiracy of all is that our culture and institutions, socialist or capitalist, both have a vested interest in reinforcing this notion so much that we no longer even question it. I know that I have to constantly fight against a continuous barrage of information telling me that the majority is not fit to make their either good financial or political decisions, so needs to be led. And I don't think I'm alone. The last point that I'm going to mention is that the majority of people don't believe that they are counted in this group of the incompetent majority who need to be led. But the elites, regardless of their socioeconomic camp, sure know who are the ones leading. Have faith in our fellow citizens. Self-determination is the core of our existence. It only works if we truly believe others have the same right as ourselves. Take care, and all the best.